Amid the mists of the East River, a silhouette of stone and steel rises, a structure that has united not only Manhattan and Brooklyn, but also entire generations, the Brooklyn Bridge. Inaugurated in 1883, this suspended colossus was, at the time, the longest suspension bridge in the world and one of the first major engineering works to combine steel cables with masonry towers. Today, it remains a symbol of innovation, resilience, and timeless beauty. At a time when crossing the river meant long waits on overcrowded and unreliable ferries, engineer John A. Roebling proposed an idea that seemed torn from a science fiction novel. A suspension bridge more than 480 meters long, supported by steel cables and traversed by pedestrians, horse-drawn carriages, and elevated trains. After his death from an accident at the construction site, his son Washington Roebling took over the project, even after becoming partially paralyzed from decompression sickness while overseeing the underwater foundations. To many, the vision of such a bridge was both exhilarating and terrifying. How could something so long, so heavy, float in the air above the river? The project became a public fascination, with newspapers following every step and skeptics voicing concern at every turn. Yet progress continued, bold and unstoppable. From a room overlooking the river, Washington continued directing the construction with the help of his wife, Emily Warren Roebling, who became a crucial intermediary, conveying his instructions to the engineers and workers on site. Thus, the Brooklyn Bridge became not just a technical feat, but a story of love, sacrifice, and shared vision. Emily's role was far greater than messenger. She studied engineering, learned construction jargon, and made decisions in her husband's name. Many historians consider her the first woman field engineer in American history. When the bridge was completed, she was the first person to cross it, a silent tribute to her strength and determination. Building it was like weaving a giant spiderweb between two urban cliffs. The workers, many of them newly arrived immigrants, faced vertigo, harsh weather, and the daily risks of working under immense pressure. Every installed rivet was a small victory against the impossible. Every stretched cable, a promise of lasting connection. The Gothic towers, made of limestone and granite, rise like industrial cathedrals above the river. At the time, they were the tallest structures in the Western Hemisphere, dominating the skyline and capturing the imagination of all who watched them ascend. The bridge didn't just link neighborhoods, it redefined the New York City skyline and marked the beginning of its rise as a modern metropolis. When it finally opened to the public, the Brooklyn Bridge was more than a new passage. It was a spectacle. Thousands walked across it in awe. For the first time, a New Yorker could cross the East River on foot, suspended high above the current, and feel the pulse of a city stepping boldly into the future. When snow falls over New York, the Brooklyn Bridge transforms into a postcard scene. Its cables resemble crystal ropes, its towers dressed in white, and the usual traffic noise softens under a winter blanket. Walking the bridge in these moments feels like crossing a fairy tale frozen in time. Every footstep crunches, every breath paints clouds in the cold air, and Manhattan's skyline dissolves into the flurry of silent snowflakes. Solid as ever, the bridge becomes a peaceful temple in winter's embrace. A test of faith? To prove its strength, P.T. Barnum's circus famously led 21 elephants across the bridge in 1884. Pioneering cables, it was the first suspension bridge to use steel cables, an engineering milestone. Pedestrians first. From the start, it included an elevated walkway, now one of the world's most iconic urban paths. Cultural symbol. The bridge has appeared in countless movies, songs, and works of art, becoming an emotional icon for both New Yorkers and visitors alike. The Brooklyn Bridge is not just a way to cross a river. It's a bridge between eras, between personal stories, and sweeping historical narratives. Its Gothic silhouette remains as imposing as it is elegant, and its structure continues to withstand time like a steadfast guardian of iron and stone. Every time someone crosses it, on foot or by bike, they revive the story of those who once dreamed of uniting two worlds. Because the Brooklyn Bridge does more than link shores, it links past, present, and future through a web of steel that still inspires all.